I just kind of got on real quick because I was having a conversation with a few people, and it made me have to really reach out. Well, not reach out, but just confirm a few things for myself. And it's just so upsetting just how fragile life is. Yo, Mayo, what's good, man? What's good? Thank you for stopping by. I just kind of just did this spur of the moment. Um, Mainly because I didn't really have a video or even a topic set up. I've been enjoying a little bit too much my extended time for my birthday now because I haven't been doing a damn thing now. I'll just be honest about it. Um, but as I got some news today, I had a young lady that I used to work with. I used to take care of. I used to take care of her and coach and a whole bunch of stuff. And I just got a notification that she passed um, days ago, like some time ago. I didn't even realize it. She was born in February, February 22nd of 1991, and she passed away literally. No, sorry, May 22nd, 1991, and she literally just passed away literally last month on the 27th. She was 32 years old. Crazy. She has so many good things going on for herself. She was so energetic and everything that she wanted for her life, and all of a sudden she's just gone, just like that. And I didn't have a whole lot of time with her, but I just remember how much life she had in the time that I was working with her, and how she wanted to do things for herself, and she wanted to like lose weight and find a good guy and all this other stuff. And now the fact that her family now has to go through all the grievance of what's going on in her life, it's just like I was surprised to see the notification on Facebook today. So it's amazing. It's amazing what life will throw at you, and it makes you consider a lot of what's going on in your own life um, currently. And I guess if I had to give any kind of service announcement, you would say on my own personal thing is like, just we have people that are older and younger, and they're not taking advantage of life. You know what I mean? We we get on other people, we get into our jobs, we even talk about social media, and we don't do enough time of really paying proper homage to the people that are around us today. You know, I I never looked at this young woman, and I never thought that she would be gone before me. It's 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 insane. And at the same time, that's just the way how life is. Now, keep in mind, I don't have really have all the details as to how she went or why, or whatever. But I think about this even in terms of people who were older than I was when I was sitting in my 20s. I knew a guy who he was at the retirement age, and he was the first person that, well, not retiring, retirement age, but he was heading up there um, well into his 40s, and he was so ecstatic about just being able to leave and able to start all over in the South. And life didn't really turn out the way that he wanted. You know, he built a whole house. He had a whole house built, not just buying a house. He had a whole house constructed. Um, you know, he's a union worker, worked the forklift, did construction, carpentry, all that shit. And he got to the South, and all I remember was one of the last conversations I was having him, and he was saying that the South wasn't giving him no love. You know, he's a New York guy through and through. He left his dad. He had no mom. He left his dad by himself to try to get a better life, and he didn't even get nearly what he wanted for the very house that he constructed in the very area that he wanted to be in, because he thought that being in the South would give him better benefits than what he would have coming out here in the North. And he passed away down there. And I keep thinking about what the last conversation was, that he was showing no love, and he passed away down there. Guys, people, we need to stop taking not only the opportunities, not only the our jobs, our things that we have granted, but also we can need to stop taking the people that we have in our lives for granted. Because the truth of the matter is that you don't know when your time, but also you don't know when their time is up. And I just want to put it at you for today to just say, celebrate these people while they're alive. Don't wait for the good memories when they're gone. It's you never know. I think about the people who reached out to me during my birthday. I don't really care too much when it comes to my birthday, except for my girl. Like she was on me. I had to stop her like a couple of times from singing the goddamn happy birthday song. But I think about the people who reached out to me, people who I have been, well acquainted with, people who I have trained and coached, and people who I even argue with over time, and those who reached out. And it made me think like these are people's lives that even if you can say I didn't provide the most value, I gave them what I could. I even chastised them and gave them a hard time, but yet these are the same people who would reach out to me just to say, hey, I don't really talk to you, but I at least want to acknowledge that you got another year coming by. And as I think about this young lady who passed now, I'm thinking, that's not enough for me. That's not enough. I I don't think I want to run across people who I know that I genuinely have spent time with and I've shown a little bit of concern and care for to say that the only time I'm really going to talk to you is because I got a notification on social media. Now, that's not to say I'm going to keep in contact with it, every goddamn body that I've come across with, but for those that we can actually say that we genuinely care about, right? Hey, Yvette, what's going on? But for those that we genuinely care about, I think we need to pay tribute to them. I think we need to pay homage to let them know that we're thinking about them at the very least. Not just when it's a notification, just even if it's like a few months, even if it's set our own notifications. It's not something that they need to get, but something that we need to get to reach out and just say, hey, I know we don't talk that much with each other, but I'm thinking about you. I just want to let you know that. I, that means something. It's because you don't know when the time is up. And it makes me think about a lot of things in my own life and my own past. There's so many things. Listen, if we ever did a Q&A on my life, whew, I can tell you that there's so much things that are just so broken when it comes to things going on in my life. And I'm still learning about so many things that I never knew about. Hell, I learned things about what I do and what I don't have and what I should and should not hold on to strictly because I was finally bold enough to ask questions. I had to get to 41 to ask the questions and I never asked. And I did it still not being sober. But it was still an enlightening experience. And to say that there were so many things that so many guilt things or so many things that I had shoved away in my psyche that once I got information in my head, it just like a light bulb, doors that I thought I had locked away that I literally got training to lock away opened up. And yet, instead of feeling guilt or sorrow or, of the things that I reminisce, I felt relieved. I felt like it was an actual burden that I had on my shoulders that just was finally lifted. And I'm so sorry. I'm so, so sorry for the family of that young woman because she was, she was a sweetheart. She was nice. She was promising. And I, even though I don't know the reasons why she was gone, but the world will be a little bit dimmer for it. And with that being said, the world will find a way to try to replace our light. That's just the way it is. And I honestly wasn't even thinking about going live at all because I didn't really have that topic for anything going on. Actually, I was actually going through an edited video for yesterday, and I think I went through 47 minutes of noticing that I was repeating myself for at least half of that time. So at least 20 something minutes I was repeating myself. And I said, oh no, this is not going to work. And then I went out today to go have a little bit of fun, neglecting my responsibility to you guys and saying that I would put out stuff. And I didn't do it. And then I sit down on social media today, something I really don't do, to catch up to see what everybody else is doing. And I got that bad news. Shame. But my service announcement to everybody is that if you have the moment, reach out to those who you know, not necessarily even have to be people that you love, and then you're thinking about them that you hope things are going well for them. That's just the thing that I have to say. Oh, believe me, I'm gonna take care of me first. I am a selfish individual. That is the one thing you don't have to worry about. I am selfish to the T. I always thinking about me first before anyone else because I cannot help anyone else until I can help myself. That's the way I always look at things. It's just that I received even a happy birthday from my brother. Keep in mind, I'm gonna just say this because most people don't know this, but I have not heard my brother's voice in perhaps 2 years, over 2 years. It's definitely over 2 years. I don't even think. Usually we would see each other at least once a year on our family get together for Thanksgiving. Uh, and that even started falling apart. I have not seen my brother so many times, and there is, you know, our own things going on when it comes to how he's taking care of his life, whatever the hell that is, and of course the things that I go through in my life. Everybody's got struggles, you know. You would think that despite your friends, despite the other hardships that you're going on, family should be the people that you could be able to come to first. And it doesn't work that way for everybody. Not because people tell you fuck off, don't talk to me. It's not necessarily the case. Sometimes it's pride that stops you from reaching out to the people that are closest to you or should be closest to you. Sometimes it's shame. Sometimes you don't want to burden other people with the things that you're going through. But I think that those are the times that you should reach out to people, that you should be able to not trauma dump on them, but to let them know that, hey, at least I'm still thinking about you. But in case you were wondering, not that I'm throwing it on you, but I'm not okay right now. Is it okay that we talk? And while I don't think that everybody will take that as the heart as they should. Um, I think about the multiple friendships that I have cast aside throughout my years on this earth. Good people, but having to go our own different ways. One of the things that now I'll just be a little bit more on. I'll be a little bit more honest about myself. These are things that people don't necessarily know about me, but one of the things about me is that I cast away a lot of people who were in my life. Mainly not because it was their fault, just because we grew distant. I still have, you know, Facebook messages, or I see what they're like when they're posting up on my IG or whatever. But honestly, I don't reach out. In the same way how I see some of these people, I envy them. And they have simple lives. I mean, simple, super lives. Nothing extravagant. No one's being a CEO. No one's being a high manager. You got people who are literally, they're volunteering. People who are literally, they're chefs in the kitchen. You know, they're working for people. They're not doing things themselves, and they're not trying to live the high life of what other people are trying to go through in the world. And they have friends, they have family, they have their own children, they're married. And I look at them sometimes and I just go, you got it so easy. You figured out things that I wish I knew how to figure it out. Maybe you stumbled upon it. I don't know. We haven't had those conversations. But I think you're lucky. One of my fears, and not just my fears, but it's even the fears of my own parents or my parents that have left, is that I don't have enough people around me. And it's my own doing. I will acknowledge that. I've always been a loner for a long time because I've run into a lot of situations where I could not rely on other people. It's sad, but true. And I'm not sad for it, but I do think that I should have done a lot better. This is not a come to Jesus moment. I've already acknowledged this a long time ago. I've gone through this with my therapist, uh, which was years, my psychiatrist, which was years ago. But yeah, once I was able to really break all that down, she was like, that's not shit I can do for you. She was like, I can't do anything for you because you acknowledge everything that's wrong with you. You can go now. And yeah, people, take care of yourselves. Don't ever believe that things can't be not patched, but that you can't come to common ground with people who have you spoken to in the past. Uh doesn't sound like you're late to dinner. I'm just formulating a couple of things that's just been on my mind and some news that I got. CCD. So you're good. And like I said, originally I wasn't even going to make uh, a live stream. I wasn't even gonna get on, but I said I will do something for Wednesday since I haven't done anything. And this is kind of your fault as well, since you're encouraging me that I should be doing some lives as well. This is kind of your fault as well, sir. But I'll take it on my shoulders that I'm not well equipped for what I should be doing or what I could be doing because I'm still figuring it out. I I hope everything is gonna be going good with you guys. And like I said, it was just some upsetting news that I received today. But outside of that, I'm gonna be on a lighter note. Let's just push this up on a lighter note. Sorry, I'm in my own head. The one thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out everything else. I basically had to start my entire system over, and I don't know if you guys heard anything earlier from before, but I can't get no sound. The one thing I got working that was always a problem for me is this goddamn mic, and now it's working, right? But everything else that I've been trying to get together isn't working anymore, and it used to, even from all the methods I was trying before, still not working. So that's gonna be my new fight. But it won't be my fight this week because I'm gonna relax this week. Got a few other things I'm trying to work on. Yeah, I, I agree. I agree with you that it is the journey per se that I'm working on. Hold on, let me make sure I do this properly. I agree. It is part of the journey that I'm actually working on the things that I need to be doing. But I gotta be honest with you. This is something more than what it's more than what I prepared for. I can honestly say that I am ill prepared, and I'm a person who is I'm a conversationalist. I like speaking with people. So typically doing things by myself is weird for me. But at the same time, I'm so used to being a loner. I'm used to doing things by myself, but talking with myself, talking to people by myself is weird. I like to talk to people, not at people. Hopefully that makes sense. And these things are different for me. And also it's the kind of style that I approach everything in. I am not a person who's into a lot of that's not necessarily true. I was gonna say not necessarily a person who likes to get into things that are controversial. I like having all kind of conversations and whatever. But the way how we look at media, the way how we look at the way how the world is moving are things that I'm typically not interested in. I like having real, stimulating, thought provoking conversations. And I'm just not interested in people who are interested in just having things to, well, for one, troll all the time. I like to have really authentic conversation of real things because I'm always thinking about the people that need to figure out the information needs to be had for the future. And I get it. It's not entertaining or for some people, or rather it is something that doesn't work well because of business. And that's not true. It does. It's not the fastest route to success. I'll say that. But it is a genuine route that does lead to success. And a lot of people have been successful because of it. It's just that it's like how we say it's easier to sin. It is easier to pick controversy to rise into fame than it is to be genuine and to pick things that will basically can be beneficial for you. To put it mildly, it is difficult for people to stay the path and not follow what other people are doing. To do something that they think is really important, not just for them, but for other people. And that's not to say that I don't like to engage in some, you know, conflicting moments, but I want it to be based on real conversation that we have with one another. That we are really trying to get down to an actual root cause to the issue that we're actually discussing. And we may not even get there, but to ask the questions are fundamental. It really is. It's so important to at least ask the questions because I don't think people do that. I think more people are interested in getting a reaction, getting a jump off on how someone's going to act, emotionally rather than how someone's going to think critically. I don't think critical thinking is something that people really put forward in their conversations or that they're even expecting from other people in the conversation. They expect people to just jump off right off the cuff and express whatever they're expressing in their moment, and they cannot be able to quantify that. In fact, the internet, social media, and the internet itself is just so, and I hate to use this word. Nope, I won't use that word. Hyperbolic. It's so hyperbolic to the point where it's just that the things that you say today are not things that you can retract tomorrow. And that's 1000% BS. And I know for sure, as someone who is formulating their thoughts on a continual basis and starting this thing out, no one's going to hold me to that. I refuse. I refute the idea that someone thinks that they can hold me to something that I said in the past and believe that it's going to be the thing that they can hold me to in whatever present that they're addressing me in. It will not happen. I won't allow it to happen. Because sometimes we don't see, honestly, we don't see the person that we're becoming. Who we are now is only on the path of who we're becoming. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. You can't see them looking forward. And the idea that we have so many hypocrites that think that they can tell you who you are based on what you did versus not versus what you're building now, what you're continuously building is just asinine to me. Uh no, no, I don't think that your wife should look at it as a struggle, but everybody struggles, to be honest with you. I think it's the people that think they have it all together, especially at an earlier age, are fools. Everybody struggles with it. Your wife, your daughter, sons, aunts, uncles, brothers, cousins, everybody struggles with their own thing. The question is if they are they actively seeking to try to find guidance in whatever struggle that they're going through. Because it's so easy to just either give up or to pass blame onto something else. Not to look within and say, how can I overcome this? I mean, and if you do have people that you say they're thinking like me, hopefully then I can say that we're all thinking on the right path. Hopefully. Because I run across so many people that they're not there. They're not there. They're so engrossed on worrying about other people. They don't take enough time to worry about themselves. They're so fascinated with other people. A lot of people, I agree with you, a lot of people aren't patient, but it's a continuous struggle to have to work on that. A lot of people are not self reflecting. I do a lot of introspection, a lot of it. It takes up a lot of my time wondering if I am anywhere close to being a better person than I was a few months ago, a year ago. This is the reason why some of the things that you don't see is that I vlog, and it was something that I picked up a long time ago because I used to see someone to vent and get an idea of what I was thinking to the point when I wasn't seeing them, I had to catalog it by vlogging to myself and then going back and rewatching those things. Now I've gotten a lot better because I've worked a lot on how I think about myself. I'm right now as it is, I'm very happy with the person that I am, but I'm still always working on how I am. And anyone who you guys already know, I always criticize myself on basically, am I making the most informed and the most best way of communicating with other people? I want to make sure that the message that I'm putting out is not only clear, but it's concise to the point where people understand what I'm saying, at least in 1 to 2 takes. And I struggle with that because sometimes I'm just being overly hard on myself. But to me, that's my way of just trying to push forward, trying to develop and learn more. But I'm always learning. I think that it's always important to still learn, which is why I keep an open mind and I try not to be rigid and to be aware that when I start becoming rigid, to back away from that. Hey, Conshana, what's going on? How's everything? Good to have you in here. Good to have you in here. I didn't, like I said, I didn't expect to really do this, but I'm here. There's not much going on. As I was mentioning earlier in the stream, just to double back for a little bit, is that I was really going through some old stuff, some old vlogs I was going through, and one of the things I was looking at, which was this year actually, I was looking through an edit to think, oh, maybe this would be something I would post up for Wednesday. But I noticed that after looking at 47 minutes of it, half of it was me really repeating myself the second time through the other half of the video. So I just said, and then I was just gonna chill. And I've been rather lazy since really going through my birthday. I'm going to blame my girlfriend as well because she's been spoiling the living shit out of me. And I'm I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, but I've been really lazy about getting up the content, so I didn't really focus on things to really come up with. So when I got on earlier to social media today, I realized that there was a young woman that I used to mentor, and she passed. She passed away at the ripe old age of 32. Really, really young. She passed away uh, about 7 days ago, 8 days ago, something like that. So it was just, it hit me really quick. I was just like, wow, she was so young. Yeah. Yeah, she was born in 91. She passed away literally February 27th. And I was just so shocked. And it made me think about a lot of other people who had so much life, was teeming with life, and their time just went. And I just think that's very important that we as individuals, we take advantage of the time that we have right now. We take too much, advantage of the time that we have right now, and I don't think that we do enough to celebrate life. And I'm one of those people. I To me, my birthday don't mean much. It doesn't. To me, what I do every day uh, means something to me. Not every day is a great day, But like my girl, she'll be like, she's the type of person that she wants to celebrate everybody's birthday. But I'm like, eh, I just want to know that every day that I get up is a good day. Any day you can walk away from is a good one. So to see such a young person who had, in my mind, was such a bright future. And it's funny because I have another young woman. She reached out to me to wish me happy birthday. Oh, I miss you and everything. And I'm just like, damn, I haven't spoken to her in over a year now, simply because we don't work together. But now I'm thinking I want to rectify that. You know, we don't work together, but it doesn't mean that I can't reach out to make sure that she's good. Reach out to make sure that she knows that she still has someone that she can speak to. And I feel this way about a lot of my friends, and I've been feeling this way about this year. But I think today, with the news that I received, reminded me that I can't let that fall. If I had to make a resolution, which is something I don't do, and I think that that would be the one to make sure that I reach out to the people who I've run across. Because the one thing I used to teach a lot when I was in leadership is that everybody's a part of your network. You should always you should always be the face of rapport. And I know I haven't been in a lockdown in everybody's face corporate structure for a little over a year, but I think I've lost sight of that. And I think that that's not something that's needed. So, besides giving the text and the emails, I think that I will start making a lot of phone calls just to reach out to make sure that people are still good, to let them know that I'm thinking about them. And I encourage anyone who's here now getting that message that you do the same thing. Even if you're somebody you haven't spoken to in almost a year, reach out. If they cross your mind, reach out, text, whatever, LinkedIn, whatever, and just let them know that you're thinking about them. That's all. Hey, I was going through a funny thing. I was listening to some guy on some stream who was talking about people in loss and how we should celebrate people who was there, and you crossed my mind. Hey, just want to let you know I was thinking about you. You were the first person that crossed my mind. Hopefully everything is good with you. You know. you said you feel like I'm family? Family? Wow. That says I don't know what to say about that. I guess so. I guess I have to really feel the word family feels weird to me. Uh Not to say that we're not close or not people that I see all the time. I guess the word family feels weird to me because I got news when it comes to the word family. So I'm rediscovering what the word family means to me. Uh, so it's not an attack on what you said. Um, I just realized that at my age of 32, I need to redefine what the word family means to me. So that's pretty interesting. You you're absolutely right. Most people do tell their success story, after they've done everything. And to me, I just kind of want that's kind of the reason why I'm also doing this as well. I want people to see what it's been like. I don't go live or post enough, and I think that's something that I really want to do. It's just that I'm not the kind of person that really enjoys talking about himself. I don't. Oh, you tried telling my girl that she's like, oh yeah, he likes talking about himself. I don't like talking about myself. I really don't. She loves hearing the sound of her own voice, but you know, I think at some point a lot of people do. And for me, it's just I am my least favorite subject, to be honest with you. I like talking about a lot of things that involve a lot of other people, but me myself, I am my least favorite subject. Yeah, you send me listen, you send me stuff all of the time, sir. And I go through it. I go through it all the time and I'm just like, this is interesting music. Like it's just stuff that I wouldn't necessarily listen to or articles that I'm looking at and I'm just going, interesting. Especially because I have to take it. When I go through your messages, I have to literally take in a big batch and then binge through it because I really don't get on media to look at a lot of different notifications. So when I get it, I wait for it to all link up and like, oh wait, I got at least four from CCD. Let me start going through them. And I'm just going, oh, okay, well that's interesting. Well, oh, I never heard that before. So I do go through a lot of the messages and such because if I don't, they'll all get backed up between not just you, but also but also other people as well. So that's it. That's a fact, Yvette. He absolutely is. He absolutely is. And that's something that I need to get better at this year, especially because I'm the kind of person that of all of my friends, they always touch base with each other, and I'm the person that I really don't touch base. And I thought that was something I'd be better at last year, but I just realized that I took a lot of my big issues and then I focused on all my minor issues, you know, and I didn't give myself enough space to really make time for my friends. So that's something I work on. Is I'm going to be working on this year as well. It was so weird to one of my friends when I reached out to her and I was like, "Hey, what's going on? I'm just touching base with you," and then she's like, "Okay, hey, you're really touching base with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, how's everything?" And then we're just doing this whole thing for like a good hour or so, and she's like, "That was great." And the next thing you know, she hits me the next day, and I'm just like, okay, fine. I guess we're doing that. So now we're pinging each other back and forth, and it feels refreshing. It feels weird. It feels odd, but I do reach out to her or whatever. One of the things that she said to me was, because I'm so foreign with my friends when I touch base with them because we're all so busy doing our own thing. Because most of my friends, even with myself, we're all in some kind of management, leadership, independent position. So we don't even once we all get together, which is all rare. Once we do get together and we all start talking about it, they're like, "Wait, you're doing that now? When did you start doing that?" Check this out. This is how bad it is. This is how bad I am. When I first mentioned to one of my best friends, when I mentioned to her that I started talking about me going out and I was hanging out with them and I was talking about my girlfriend, right? And she goes, "Wait, you have a girlfriend?" I didn't realize that she didn't even know that I had a girlfriend for at least 2 years. I never, I've been talking to this woman and everything. She didn't even know I had a girlfriend for 2 years. But, oh, actually, my girlfriend and I, we just crossed over. So we just started year 7. And she didn't even know I had a girlfriend for 2 years because I never talked about her. I always talked about what's going on in the work. I always talked about what was going on between she and I. We were talking about whatever was going on with family, but I never mentioned my girlfriend. That's how terrible I am. But that's why I'm also known as the oath keeper because there are people situations that there are people who I don't talk to no more, whose secrets I still hold on to. This is the same way I am when it comes to companies and I am with friends or whatever. For some reason, confidentiality is a big thing with me that I stick with. It doesn't matter if I talk to you or not, or if I still talk to you or not. I'm holding on to your secrets, and I don't make a thing of it. Which is funny because when I was talking to one of my friends, she said, "Well, since you don't speak to these people anymore, and they don't speak to you anymore, you should consider perhaps making content and speaking about the situation." And the thought of it made me feel a little uneasy. I don't know why. I think I need to explore that. But, well, we will see for the future. As long as you get them, you don't have to reply. I don't know. I feel like it's my responsibility to reply. I don't want to be the asshole that if I get a message or something, I just left you unread. But at the same time, I don't want to be the person that just I need to have the last word. You know, that's other person's responsibility. So I need to make sure that they know that I saw. I need to let them know that I acknowledge the fact that they sent something to me, because to me, if I send something, then they have the same mindset, and then we're just mindlessly sending each other texts just to let each other know that we saw each other's texts. So the fuck is the point in that, you know? Let's see. 50 people a day. All right. Okay, cool. All right. I won't even say this. I've got over 50 people probably on my Facebook, and I can't even tell you that I really know 50 of them. So you're better than I am for sure. Yeah, I'm the same way. I've never really been good at staying up with people. And it's very weird because if I, believe it or not, when I get notifications from people on Facebook, it's really like, who the hell are these people? Who are these people? I mainly get like weird invites from friends of friends, people who I'm not even acquainted with, who will try to reach out and say, so and so wants to be your friend. I'm like, I don't know you. Go away. That's my thing. I don't know who the hell you are. We never met each other at a party. We never had a drink with each other. You may have saw me make a comment on one of their posts, and then all of a sudden you think you should be my friend. I don't know you. You fuck off. To me, if you're not a friend of a friend who I met, or you're not someone who I worked with at some point, I'm I'm not accepting your invite. You are a complete stranger. For all I know, I accept you, and all of a sudden you start sending me booty pictures and pussy print and dick print pictures or whatever. I don't need that. People are crazy out here. People are absolutely insane. And I'm not gonna have you say, "Oh well, I got a new friend." And I'm the kind of person. Listen. I'm a person that does investigations, right? So believe me, if I get someone that comes to me start talking about, "I want to be your friend," we have a mutual person that we know, and it's just one person. You're reaching out to me to be my friend, and there's only one person that we know together, and I never met you. I'm doing a deep dive on your social media. I absolutely am. Oh, you got almost 1,000 people who you know? Oh, we are definitely not gonna be cool with each other. We are not at all. How could that we have one mutual acquaintance, and you got over 100, just over 100 people, over 300 people? How about that? How many people can say that they know over 300 people? I CCD, you're good to even say that you can count and know by name 50 people. I can't tell you 20. I'm being generous when I say 20. Because I was going to say 10, but I can probably get through 10. 20? I think 20 is difficult for me. Actual friends, or people who I can say I'm actually cool with, 20 people. I can't get by with that because I think it's crazy. I don't think I can do it. I think I'd just be spitting down names of people who I just met, not people who I can actually say that I'm cool with. And I think of the 10 people that I'm talking about, maybe 4 people I would actually loan money to. Loan, actually, that's not even loan. four people I actually loan money to. Of the four people I actually loan money to, I would say three of the four I wouldn't expect to get the money back from. I would just give the damn money, and that's just it. If I had the money, I would just give the money. But since I'm a poor man, despite what people think, I would not give money. That's it. I have a very short list of people that I would actually consider to be people that I would reach out to, or people that I would actually associate and say, "You are my friend." I'm friendly with people, but there's not a lot of people that I would actually say that I trust. Never mind trust with my safety. I'm just saying. I got friends, male and female friends, who would feel heartbroken if I told them that I did not trust them with my safety. Absolutely. They'd be like, "Wait, but you don't remember that time where we shared a beer together?" I'm thinking like, "No, I don't remember that time. You remember that time where it was cold out, it was December, and it was cold, which is already a lie. Uh and it was cold and we like split a bottle of like Jameson." I already know it's a lie. Number one, it rarely gets cold in December now. Two, they should know that I'm not a Scotch person, so Jameson was out the window. No, I don't know what you're talking about. And I wouldn't do that with you anyway because we're not that cool. Even the people that I am really cool with, to be honest with you, I still got barriers with them. I got a boundary box with those people. I really do. It wasn't me. Uh no, no, can't say it was you yet. It wasn't you. And you said relatives on top of that. I can't even tell you 20 relatives. If I'm lucky, I might say five. If I'm lucky. I've never been a family person. Never been. Not they can mention cousins upon aunts upon nieces and nephews or whatever. I wouldn't know any of these people whatsoever. Whatsoever. I would just be like, they exist, and now to the new form knowledge that I have, they exist, but they're not family. They're not. That's it. We I know that you exist, but you're just a stranger to me. If I saw, you know how bad it is now because I've already cut myself off from family. That when I meet people who I know who have been there during the raising process, but I look at them and I just go, I don't even trust you. I do not care. Especially when it's bad, when I'm like, I used to be there to change literally your diapers. I detest wiping your ass as a child. And I can literally say now, if you died tomorrow, it would not affect me. That's a harsh statement, but it's true. If I learned that you passed, I wouldn't go to your funeral because I have that little connection to you. The only connection I have is how I had to do something for you that I did not want to do because it was never out of love. Just saying. I want to know who right there felt that was heartless. Let me know. Just saying. Just saying. I listen, contrary, I agree. Boundaries are very helpful. They're very helpful and they're very healthy. The issue that I have is that if you're not a person who knows yourself very well and is very discerning about the people that you have around you, then that means also that you are not prepared enough to know how to set boundaries with people in your life. And the problem with is that if you have particular type of friends and you don't pick them out properly, or even family, then that means you have not established a healthy enough relationship with them so that they can understand where the boundary is, so that they're not being an undue burden onto you. Because family, we already realized right off the bat, they will absolutely cross your boundaries because we're blood, right? They will cross your boundaries. Aunts, nieces, nephews, cousins, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, they will cross the boundaries. Especially your mom and your dads. They'd be like, I put you on this earth. You don't have any boundaries when it comes to me. And they absolutely are wrong. 1000% are wrong. Could you imagine? Because I ran across this with a friend of mine. He is absolutely good with his father. I mean, like, like they say the daughters, the mother daughter relationship where they're besties. He's like that with his dad. Good. I mean, like, his dad has a key to his house, and some parents have keys to their to their offspring's house who are adults, but there are there are still boundaries, right? Would you be okay? I'm gonna put this out there because I already had a conversation with him about it, so it was funny. So we're gonna talk about it. But would you be okay to know that your girlfriend that you've at least been with for 4 years now, right? I think they're 4 years now, right? You you there you beating it down, and your dad decides he wants to not only open, come inside the apartment, but then he manages like, yo, what's with the noise? What's going on? I don't think football season's over, so he's gonna hate me for this. Football season's over, and he walks in while you smashing your chick. Could you imagine? Your dad walks in, you're the seed from him, and he's seeing you potentially seeding down someone else. How do you feel about that? Because you two are tight, that he just felt he could just run up in it. Even when I had one of my friends and he gave me the key to his place, I always announced myself walking in just to make sure. My man just walked in there, probably just got some ice cream, ate some cereal, heard some noise, some slapping, probably cheek slapping, and just said, I need to investigate. Then walked up, I'm going to tell you the way I heard it. Pretty much walked up and perched himself upside the wall, looking like my boy getting it in. Just watched. Like he got invited to a live porn seminar. Like, well, what are we doing here? Funny enough, that I can say this now because I already laughed my ass off for like a good hour after he told me it. So he and I are good on that one. I was like, I'm absolutely gonna just keep that and and mention it to people. I hope you know that. So I won't mention his name or anything, but he just for the record, like, imagine that your dad is watching you bust down somebody in real time. Wife, maybe not wife in the future. Who knows? But this man now gets to see the both of you naked. I'm just saying. Oh no! Listen, there are some people that they're so, because I see this with a lot of ladies. I see that with a lot of ladies. They give each other keys to their places, and they just like we're like sisters, and they just run in and out of each other's places. And I'm just like, you don't know who like. But then I get an argument that I hear later. Do you know what happened? What happened? Oh, this chick got her man, but she was sleeping around with somebody else, and she brought that man to my place, and I was at work, but she didn't know that I was leaving work early, and I came home, and she was spread freaking eagle getting pounded out on my couch. You know, people don't apply. No, people don't invest in like plastic over their furniture anymore. So it was all ass cheeks, balls, and everything all over that couch. You sure you want to be giving up your keys to the residents, to your friends? Just saying. It always seems to be some kind of weird story. I hear it more times than I need to. Wait, what? I mean, I'm good with that. I'm I'm good with that. That's a thing that's never a problem for me. Punch your times. Uh so part of the issue when it comes to me and my family, I'm gonna address this one right here, is that I have family that they don't ask for anything. It's not that they don't need help. It's just the fact that they don't feel that they want to be a burden on other people. And to me, I'm like, you have family because this is not something that you can always put on other friends. This is not something like when they, there's a reason why they say blood is thicker than water. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't tell the people who are supposed to be your family, who's supposed to have your best interest at heart, and I'm not gonna say that all family is like that. So take again, I'm redefining family because it's not always someone who is your blood relative. It's about the people that you choose to be the closest to you. It's your tribe. Your tribe is your family. Which is why I'm always skeptical about young women who turn around and say that they got like five best friends. They're not all your best friends. They're not. I'll give you one, maybe one and a half. You got another half of that you trust only half as good as the other one, but you don't have five. I'm just putting that out there. Um, but that's my best friend, and 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 that's my best friend. They're all my best friend because no, you got way too many of them, way too many. I can't keep with one of them, and you tell me you got five, probably nine. No, not everybody's your best friend. You need to slim that down. Too many options is the problem. Anyway, move away from that one. I can go on that one for a while. But I don't have that kind of trust with anybody. I've never had a friend where I've given keys to, and I've had people that turn around and say, "Oh, you can have a key to my place," and I go, "Absolutely not. I will not be doing that. Don't you trust me?" And I go, "Oh, the problem is that you trust me like that. Not gonna happen. That's just not the thing. That's not the move." And I will agree with you on the fact that being truthful is not heartless. It's not. It the problem that we have, the problem we have with people, right? As human beings, CCD, and I'll address this since you said it. The problem that we have as people is that as human beings, we're naturally curious. So I want to ask a question to you guys. Do you know anyone who's ever heard who ever been asked the question like, "Hey, don't ask. unless you really want to know. And they turn around and say, you know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know because I'm not ready to get hurt. I rarely run into that. How many of you guys know somebody that you know when they ask you, you about to cut them deep. You about to go for the jugular if they say they still want to know. And they turn around and say, yeah, they want to know. Like, how many of them really look at you and say, Yvette, I know I was going to say something and I'm going to ask you this question. And you turn around and say, girl, you sure you want to know? Because it might not be pretty. And she says, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. I don't want you coming for my kneecaps. That rarely happens. It rarely ever happens. Slim to none. Oh, what's good, OG? Tom, what's good, man? What's going on? Like it rarely happens. Not by nature, human beings are curious, and they're not ready for the shit that's ready to come out of people's mouths. They're just not, and I get it. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I think more people need to be more cognizant of how they are as individuals so that they don't do that type of shit to themselves. Because you can't get mad, well, rather, they can because they do it, but getting mad at the person for giving you the information that you pretty much said that you could handle is idiocy to me. It is. How am I to ask you, how am I to tell you that it's okay for you to tell me the truth? Because I told you that I'm an adult that I can handle it and then I get upset about it. That makes no sense. It makes little sense. Put it that way. Ah, we'll see about that. Yeah, I know you guys are getting ready for tonight, Tom. Trust me, I will as well. Like I said, I wasn't really to spin it back one more time. I really wasn't going to be getting on anything. I was actually doing a video, but I realized I was screwing up the entire video that I did. That was like a week or 2 weeks ago or so, and I just no, we're not doing that. And then I got some really crazy news today, and it just made me want to come on and just do this. So yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It was kind of a spur of the moment, just jumping on, talking to everybody. But I do appreciate everybody who's actually here right now. Um, it's it's more than I deserve, honestly. So I appreciate you guys, honestly, and salute to y'all for being here. But I don't know. I think a lot of people just don't realize what they're getting themselves into, and I think we need to do a lot better at actually. Okay, so what happened? So what happened was I was checking out social media after I was still going through a whole bunch of texts that I didn't bother looking at, from my texts to my messengers to my Instagram to my Facebook, all these different people who was freaking texting me for my birthday. And I saw today that I got news that a young lady that I used to work with, someone I used to mentor, that she passed away a few days ago, actually. So she died at the age of 32. Like, literally, she was born on May 22nd and she passed away February 27th. And I'm just like, wait, what? How? Like, they didn't explain any details or whatever, but the idea is that someone so young, so promising, she was full of energy, she was always smiling, and to say that she's gone. And what I was just telling people is that, you a lot of people take life for granted every day. You're not guaranteed to wake up. You're not guaranteed to have a good day. You're not guaranteed any stuff. And I think that you should make the most of your time by, at the very least, the people that you love, the people that you think is closest to you, the people that you just want to acknowledge for the deeds they do, to let them know, to tell them now, to appreciate them. If you have somebody that you haven't spoken to in years or months, or you just feel like you're a little distant from, whatever, do so. Like, just reach out. Hey, I was talking to this mofo who was streaming whatever. He just mentioned something and made me think. I just want to reach out to you. Just want to let you know that I thought about you in this moment. Hey, hope everything is good with you. That's it. Because you're not guaranteed anything. And I would have never thought that her time would be up like that. But I'm not surprised. It happens. But I feel that way about everybody, and it makes me think about even the things that I said that I was gonna. One of the things that one thing that irks the shit out of me is that when I left my company, when I left my major employer back in 2022, end of 2022, and I began this journey when I first started contracting in 2023. Is I said, oh shit, I got more time. I get to be home or whatever. I get to focus more on myself. I get to relax. I don't always have to, walk into the office. I don't want to hear a bunch of shit. I don't have to take care of people. I can reach out to all my friends and hang out with them and schedule more time with them. And forgetting the kind of circle that I'm in, no one ever had time. I think in the entire year, I may have hung out with my friends 3 times. Like 3 times that we actually got together as friends. And there were a few people missing or whatever, but like the bulk of us. Because it's difficult. But the idea is that that doesn't mean that we couldn't keep in contact with each other, that we couldn't speak with one another, that we couldn't text or whatever. And even that was low. And of all my friends, I'm really the outcast because like I really don't keep up with people because I'm just always feigning to be so busy because I'm always looking at somebody else's life. But last year wasn't an excuse. And I made it an excuse. And this year I've been trying to work on that. So I think if other people are around in their lifetimes that they should try to focus on reaching out to the people that they at least come across or have had some kind of impact or people who have impacted them. I think that you should reach out to them. It doesn't have to be someone who's family. It doesn't have to be someone who you're a close friend with. It could be people that you've mentored. You know, it could be because I've had coworkers who I've been worked with now for over a year who reached out to me and they're still saying that they miss me. They're still saying that they still haven't found someone who can do what I do. And I'm just like, I mean, fine, whatever. But the fact of the matter is that they still took the time to even reach out to me meant that I, in some ways, still had some kind of influence over them. And that doesn't mean just because we don't work together anymore that I shouldn't be someone that you can reach out to when you feel like you need someone to talk to. And I realized that the line of communication, my open door policy, doesn't extend to just when we're working together. If I'm no longer working there and you feel like you need some help, it should extend beyond that. And I think that's something I'm going to do with that. And I would encourage others to do it as well. Now I'm not saying that the closest of friends they should be getting that 2 a.m. call, but I think rapport is key, and I think that that's something I've really failed at in the last year. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what happened. And then speaking about a couple of other people that I know who've done some pretty wild things, but also people I've been trying to keep up with. It's been kind of crazy. So that's pretty much the in summarizing everything that we just pretty much gone through for almost the better part of 45 minutes or so. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That pretty much brought me to why I was really much going live today because like I really didn't have anything set up. Honestly, I was like, I ain't got shit set up. I think I'm just gonna turn on a video game and drown it out. But when I saw that, it I don't know, I felt a way about it. So I just said, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna start a live now and I wanna talk with you guys about it. Because I think it was something that was very important. Because I think we've already crossed the first quarter. Well, we're crossing the first quarter this year. And I know there's a lot of people who have people that they're not only influenced, but people who have influenced them. And instead of acknowledging them in real time while they're still here, they're just gonna say that was a good memory, and they're gonna let it go, and no one will be any beneficial for it. Not really them or the person who they're thinking about. And I just think it's really important that we take that time to pay tribute to those who have been around in our lives, so those who have given us an opportunity, for those who have helped us, for those who we've helped, for those that we still want to help, even though we're not in a position to help them anymore. I don't think it's a bad idea that we take the time to acknowledge them, to let them know that, hey, I know we don't, I know we don't haven't talked in a while. I know that we don't still work together anymore. I know that we've had a thing between us. Hey, I know that we had an argument at one point, but I just want to let you know that we're still good and I'm still thinking about you. And that's pretty much it. Sounds kind of sappy when I say it like that, but it is what it is. Um I think that I think that is something very important that we keep rapport with the people that we claim that we want to take care of. You know, because to me, I may not love you, but I may not love you as a family or blood or whatever the family means, but I chastise those who I care about. And there's been a lot of people who I have been in contact with. There's been people who I've been able to influence and teach, and I gave them the same level of care that I've given to everybody else. I make fun of them, I teach them, and I've always been open ear for them. And I think that's something I fell apart on that because they weren't in my face on a regular basis. But I'm realizing that they don't need to be. So that's it. I'm realizing that even after I left uh, that major employer, I'd never even gone back to the job just to even say, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, I haven't seen you for a while. I haven't ever gone back there." But now that I'm thinking about it, I might want to just go there, show my face, you know, give some hugs, ask them how they're doing, things like that. But that's just my thought. It's not out of my way though. It's kind of far away. I'm not gonna lie. It's about half an hour away from me, but in order to pay my respects and just say, hey, I was thinking about you guys. Just want to make sure you guys are good. I think it'll be worth it. So hell, even the police department out. I might want to say what's up to them because I ain't speak to them in a while either. And I know a lot of them know me over there. But yeah, that was pretty much my thoughts. Listen, you hear CCT talking about 18 friends. Who the hell got 18 friends? I don't have 18 friends. I don't. I got like 5 friends and people who I just met. That's all. I don't got that many people. That's crazy. Who got that many people that they could call friends? I agree, Tom. Many people don't speak anymore, and I wonder why is that. Um, I think that social media has made us more distant. Believe it or not, I remember I remember a time when we Tom, you know this, Kai, you would know this as well. Like for all of us who've been around before the internet, right? Your phone would go off and you would be on your phone talking to people for hours. Like, hey, I ain't speak to you. They're like, you know, 2 states away, 3 state, half the country away, and you want to catch up on everything. Everything. Hey, what's going on? Oh my gosh, this is what happened. Yeah, this is what's going on. Yeah, the little one, they growing this big now. Yeah, this is what happened on their birthday. You want to make sure you catch them up on all that big gap that was missing. And it's not like that anymore. Mainly because I think that they think that they caught up because you made a few posts on social media or whatever, but yeah, I agree. Like the rat race is it's of everything. But it doesn't say enough because we've lost sight of the experience. I hate to say that because we lost I hate to say that we lost sight of the experience because people will use that in terms of the cost. And when I say that, it's like oh, let's pay all this money to go eat at this place because it's the experience, right? But then they turn around and do this when their plate comes. They want to get a picture of it, and I'm like, that's not your experience. When you posting to somebody else how your food looks like, that's not the experience. You being there at that place, you having that conversation with somebody, you experiencing what the food was like, what was great about theirs, what was great about yours. So that's the experience. We take pictures and videos, and then we substitute those with actual memory, and it's crazy. It's crazy how we do that. Because when you people will have videos and pictures and memes and photos, but when you ask them, do you remember what you did there? If they weren't the type of people that were actively engaged in the moment, they can't remember because they weren't in the moment. Oh, I got a picture of it, but they couldn't tell you everything that happened in that moment because they weren't actively engaged. They weren't paying attention. I I agree because of the way how social media is. At a click of a button, we can get access to people, but we don't get to really experience them. I got people who, like for instance, I got people who will. Great example how we look at it, right? People who continuously text each other all the time, but they find you weird when you actually call them instead. That's wild. You're literally rejecting experience. You could say so much more in a phone conversation than you ever could in a text message, but there are people who prefer text because that social interaction is awkward. It's strange to them. You're a weirdo for calling me. You're a weirdo for FaceTiming me. Your phone usually rings for doctor's appointment. Oh well, that happens to me too. Normally the day before, 2 days before my actual appointment. Listen, people pay good money to go out. Yep, and I agree with that guy. They'll pay good money. They'll go to places like Fogo and say, you know what I want, right? I want the tomahawks. I want the tomahawks, or I want the lamb. And they get there and they spend most of their time on their phone. At least I will say this. At least back in the day before phones became so prominent to be in people's hands, at least if you got a dumb bitch that you got on a date, she at least had to have some kind of conversation with you. Not to say it was the greatest of conversation. Maybe you sitting here talking about War and Peace and the bitch is talking about fucking Animaniacs. I don't know. I don't know. But at least she said something. Instead of she doing this, then she doing this, and then she doing this during the goddamn date. Oh, fuck that. She gotta go. She gotta go. Uh Waiter, pack all this shit up. All of it up. All of it up. Gots to go. Because it's just ridiculous. At least your children are actually engaged with you, CCD. I always hear about children that are not engaged with their parents. They're just doing their own thing. They don't want to spend no time with their parents anymore. That's all I ever hear. And I mean, I can't say anything. I was the same way as when I came up as a teen. I didn't want to spend no time with my parents either. They forced us to spend time with them, pretty much. We're going out. Don't have any other plans. Like, god damn. Shit. Yeah, I can't go nowhere. My parents got something going on. That's pretty much the way that that worked. But I'm not gonna lie. Generally, I did have fun. Uh, but okay. So Kai, what would that be now? There are people who you can't even say skydiving is distracting. Like people are taking their phones and everything everywhere. Like the fact of the matter is that someone could say, "I did a helicopter ride. I did a helicopter ride, and I was on a boat. I was on a boat, on a boat. I did all this other stuff, and the entire time the guy's not in the picture. Oh, the guy was your cameraman or whatever. The guy's not in the picture. The guy gets cropped out or whatever. So what is this? I I, I don't. I notice it's only women that do that. By the way, like I don't know any guys that turn around and they crop the girl out. I don't know if you get. Let me know if you ever seen that. You ever seen a guy that goes on a date to my fellas? To my fellas, you go on a date with a strange girl. And I say strange, I'm a stranger, not just strange in mind. A strange girl, and then you go ahead and you say, "Oh, that was a one dater or whatever. I'm gonna just crop the picture out. I'll show my friends that I was at this good place, and I will crop the girl out." That's I've never done that. I've had girls that look at photo albums or whatever, photo albums back when I actually had Polaroids. Uh, Photo albums and be like, "Who's that girl?" Like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we was at this day here. We were at the day. Yeah, I remember when it was at. I never cropped them out. You see random strange girls or whatever, or girls that I knew that we went on a date with, and they were just like, "You just got these pictures of these girls," and I just go, "Yeah, why not? I like the places I was at. It's a good memory of the places I was at. Not a problem. Not a problem at all." And the girl's like, "Why didn't you cut her out?" Because I'm like, that would look weird. It look weird that I'm not just chilling. Here I am, half the arm gone or whatever, just to cut her out. Why? Why? Well, first of all, am I supposed to explain to the woman that's asking the question that I never dated, or because you saw who's in the picture, you gonna look her up like a private eye or whatever? Like, I don't get it. What's the general thing of that? I don't get it. I'm just saying. I don't get it. I don't understand why people do it. But I don't know guys that do that. Y'all have to let me know if you know guys that do that. I'm gonna cut this bitch off the picture because this she ran on my tab or she wasn't even that cute. Like I don't know guys that do that. I just know the guys that go, "Oh, that was some girl I took out. I like the place. I like the background of the place, so we took a picture or whatever." But I just remember that I was there. Oh, I totally read that the wrong way, CCD. I was like, wait, hold up. His iPad is plugged in and it's in his garbage? Then I realized it was the garage. My bad. My bad. I read that the wrong way. I was like, wait, what? I so I was mentioning this earlier. I 1,000% agree. However, most people are not discerning. And that's for several reasons. Most people are not discerning because of loneliness or they feel the need to have everybody like them. Like it's a personality thing. A lot of people will not. This is why I was mentioning earlier how there are a lot of people who have a problem setting boundaries because they just want everybody in. They want to have as much exposure as possible. Well, yeah, I mean that I get that, uh, but you'd be surprised how many people are not very protective. They're, in fact, you'd be surprised when you're having conversations with people how much they always say that shit is always happening to them. I'm like, so you just attract conflict. That's just what it is, because you have no discernment, which is why shit is always happening to you. Which is telling me, quite frankly, that I need to have you away from me because you're not the right person I should be having in my circle. That's pretty much what you're telling me. If you're the type of person that you're always in some shit, especially if I'm the person that's always bailing you out of shit, I know I need to cut you off. We need to agree together, collectively together that this is not working out for us because I cannot have you near me. We need to have that conversation. Well, that's my thing. Are are they your are they your friend? If we have to use the term one bad friend, are they your friend? Are they your friend? Because there are people that we keep around that we call friends who are simply acquaintances. They just waiting. Are these the people who are throwing logs in your fire? Are these the people that when you're going out to get more logs, they're pissing on it, pissing on the fire? Because your friends, as you say, uplift you during good and bad times. They will try to keep you stable. And then your other friends, the other people, these bad friends, they will chastise you in a negative way. Then I'm making fun of you to say, hey, you can get your shit together, but you did kind of screw up on that. No, these are people that are saying, you know what? Well, if you can't beat them, join them. What the fuck you mean? You know, not everybody can make it, right? Maybe you just one of these people. Those are not the right people that you want in your circle. Those are not the ones. Plain and simple. So these bad friends, most people don't have enough discernment to cut them off. Oh no, you need to go. I'm not saying that I just need strictly motivational people because there is such a thing as toxic motivation. Too much of anything is a problem. Too much positivity is a problem. Too much negativity is a problem. You need to find the people that have balance. Plain and simple. And most people don't know how to keep that balance. Most people choose at extremes. Just saying. So let me ask you a question about this one, Kai, because I want to make sure that we know the difference, or that we can try to acknowledge the difference. Are they complaining or are they venting, or do you see them as the same thing? Because to me, they're different things. Because I see venting as people who are just going through a particular amount of stress and they're talking and they just need to get some things off their chest, and that's pretty much it. The people who are complaining are just like, oh, it's the oh, woe is me, and this is how it happened. It's because I'm short. It's because I'm black. It's because my dick's too small. It's because my pussy's too sopping wet. It's because like she's too pretty. It's because he's a Chad. It's because like those because I agree because venting is healthy. It is. Complaining is not. If you're a complainer, walk away. Go away. I don't need you over here. You're not helpful to anyone at all. But I think a lot of people, and again, this is it's a matter of just knowing what it is. A lot of people can't make that discernment to figure out what's what. Just like there's a difference between people who are screaming and people who are yelling. I'm okay if you yell. I'm not okay if you scream. Like, and people can't really figure out the difference with that. So yeah, needy friends. Uh. Like I've had people that come to me and they're like, you know what? Hey, I feel like I can tell you everything. I'm like, yeah, I know. You just dropped all your fucking trauma on me. Yeah, I'm realizing that you're not the kind of person I don't want around me. Like, I do not want you around me. Because you just dumped, like, I've only known you for 2 weeks. And you dropped all this shit on my lap. You need to go. Like, ASAP. I just feel like I could talk to you. Well, I can talk to anybody, but I didn't expect that you were gonna do all that shit. I mean, and sometimes you run across people that they need attention. They need attention, and it's not bad if you know the type of people that you're dealing with. If you know people who need attention because they may have grown up in an environment where they never really received the attention that they need, I get it. But for those who have, like, there's a difference between the people who are underdeveloped and they never really got the attention they need. Maybe there's too many kids in the family. Maybe they're the runt of the litter, or maybe there was too much attention on other kids and the focus couldn't be on them because they were the oldest. Like, there's a lot of different reasons as to why that happens. But there's a difference between those who have got, like, they're the only kid, the only child, and they always want attention from everybody. That's a problem. There's people who are starved for attention because they never got it, and there's just people who are fucking greedy. You know, so a lot of people don't know how to make that change in it. Like, if you're a greedy person, you have to be the star, you have to be the center. Like, get the f away from me. Like I don't want you around me at all, because you're just there to, because imagine these are the kind of people like, oh my god, Kai, I love the way how you made that cup, and that cup was so great. And this is the type of person that, yeah, well, the reason why Kai had, was able to put the sprinkles and everything on it because I was the one that pointed her towards that thing. I got it for a good price and whatever. So it was good, yay for Kai. But those are those motherfuckers, and I can't stand them. I cannot stand them whatsoever. Like, I cannot stand them. Like, you over there, I do not like you. Like, I know that Kai did it. It would. Kai wouldn't be great if it wasn't for me. No, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah, and I run across those people everywhere, everywhere. And when I see them in other people's friends group, I'm just like, I don't want to tell you about your friend. I'm gonna grab this drink and I'm gonna go that way. Just you, you just keep. I'm gonna be over there. And then they come to me at the end of the day like, hey, why were you around me? I wanted you to really get to know my friends. I'm like, yeah, that one person over there. I don't know. There was something about them that just made me feel uneasy. I don't want to tell you about your friends and then you feel, because you can't discern what's wrong with your friend because you know them for who knows however. I'm not telling you that you should, how you should take care of your friends. I'm just saying I'm going to distance myself because that shit is not okay with me. It's not. And whether they are teens, that kind of behavior goes from like kids to teens to adults. Like, if they haven't figured out their shit, they're gonna keep doing it, and it's nasty. It's really nasty. Um, so can you help young women? I guess if we say helping young women, we have to make a line as to how how young are these actual women. Like, if you get them while they're preteens and then you work your way with them and you keep continuously building with them, you might be able to make some influence. If you catch them right, I would say if you catch them 9, 10 going on, it might be a struggle. But if you were able to get them around that 6, 7 age and you can work the way up, work the trust with them, I think it'll work. I think you can build it a way where they'll look at you as the, how can I say this? They will look at you as the person who wants to make the final assessment on what the things they're doing and what they're doing things the right way. I think if you come to them later on where they feel like they've gotten peer pressure and influence to do things on their own and they're not really looking for you as their judgment, if they're not looking to disappoint you, that's a problem. I want my kids. This is something I tell anyone when I say if I have kids, I I know, Lord, I know I did a lot with these. I know I did a lot with these girls. I know. But please don't give me a girl. Do not, do not give me a girl. Lord, please don't give me a girl. Because I know if I am not vigilant, if I am basically not if I am basically not a house husband, there's no way I can make sure that the values that I teach stay. There's no way. There's no way in the world, because I know she's gonna take anything I teach her, and the moment peer pressure, all that shit, every lesson is gonna be out the fucking door, out the door. If I don't have, if I don't have her mom and me continuously on her ass beating the message in, it's a wrap. If her mother wanes for just for a moment, just shows a moment of weakness, the castle can fall. It's a sand castle. It can fall. You can't have it. It can't. It cannot happen. Like I gotta see like the moment, the moment the girl she's like, well, mom, and she goes, well, I get. I'm like, tighten up. Don't you dare. Don't you both of them fucking eyes, but tighten up. Tighten up. Like, don't you dare. You fall for it. Because like I know it'll all go out the window, especially how fast these girls are moving now. It'll all go out the window. I don't. I said that I don't want any girls, any, zip, zilch, zero, zippity doodah. I want nuns. I want this many, because it'll just be a problem. I feel bad every time I hear that there's a husband who's got a wife and 3 girls. I go, oh, my heart, my heart. How? How? I thought it was a 50-50. How, sir? How? I thought it was a 50-50 chance. How did you get snake eyes? Just all girls? Sir. Listen, I don't know how. Just got bad luck. I could say, listen, any guy who managed to bust out nothing but girls cannot. I'm not even a betting man, but if I was to ever sit at the table, at the roulette table, that man could not be anywhere. That man couldn't be in the fucking casino. I don't want that man anywhere near me. Security, that man right there, he needs to go. He's the cool down man. I can't have him here. Why do you say that? He got nothing but girls. He got nothing but girls. He needs to go. I need him to stand outside, not even in the lobby. I need him to stand outside where the bellhops are, like just for me to make this roll. I cannot wear him, sir. Sir, I need you. I need you, Jeffrey. I need you, Raul. I need you, Eduardo. I need you to escort him outside. He got all girls. All girls. He gonna fuck up my role. I am not a betting man. I'm not about to just lose it all on a guy who got nothing but girls. Please. I can't do it. I can't do it. I will not. N-O-T, not. Not do it. I'm just guaranteed house rules every time that man's next to me. I don't even, in fact, when he goes outside near the bellhops, I don't even want him to step on the fucking carpet. I don't care if it's raining outside. He has to stand outside in that driveway. He cannot step on the fucking carpet. If he steps on the carpet, my luck is gone. Whatever little luck I have is gone. Because that motherfucker got nothing but women. He got a harem. He got a self-made harem. I don't want nothing to do. He cannot be next to me at all. Not even a little bit. He got no warriors. Just women kings. No thank you. Sorry. Might seem a little overboard. I'm sorry, folks, but that's how much I'm afraid of that. I can't have it. can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I am I am afraid of that. It sounds wrong, but I'm the kind of person that I don't want a gender reveal. I need to know ahead of time. I need to know ahead of time, especially if the mom is she a little on the fence. Like if it was a slip up and it's like, oh, this bitch is pregnant. Oh man. And then I hear like she may not even really be fit. Like here she is. She got knocked up. She's some chick I'm really not looking to be with. And now she's like, 6 months already pregnant, and now she's now deciding to break open the mommy and me book. Yeah, may have to hire somebody. Yo, Raul, yo, how you feel about pushing someone down some steps? I'm just saying. If I hear that the girl, it's gonna be a girl too, that's too much pressure for me. It's too much pressure. It sounds wrong. It sounds really wrong, but I'm really afraid of having girls. Especially, I'm worried about raising two kids. I gotta raise the girls and I gotta look after the mom. If she's not being responsible, oh, I I don't. I don't. I don't want that. I am dead. I am dead afraid of that. I am afraid of that. There are not many things that I'm afraid of, but that's one of them. And girls are more expensive? My pockets? And you say someone has made multiples? No, I'm afraid. Listen, love love my women out there. I just don't think I am a good steward of y'all. Not for the raising. I am not a good steward. I need someone who can really knock that out the park. That is not me. I am not the one. Just saying. I, Kai, I'd be a great dad to boys. not, not, not not to girls. Not to girls. I would not be a good father to girls. Not. Not. It just it would not turn out properly at all. All right, guys. I am going to end this stream. I'm so happy for you guys to come out. I know this was the last moment. I'm so happy that you guys came out here to show some love. I appreciate you guys very much. I am going to take this moment to uh, get some to drink because I've already been drinking some more. I am I'll come to StreamYard. I'll do that, and I'm going to go in the bedroom, uh, kiss my girl, and tell her that she better not give me no fucking girls, none. So outside of that, thank you all for being here. I will see you guys on the porch, and you guys have a good one. Thanks for coming by, and of course, as always, stay opinionated. All right, guys, later.